And now, delivered to you straight from the 505's most news-biting source of politi-comma-tainment, it's the New Mexican Inquisition with Danger Caveros.
Welcome back to the New Mexican Inquisition. I am your host, Danger Caveros. We're very excited to, oh yes, no, clap for me, please, clap for me. We have an exciting show for you tonight. We're going to go over a lot of hot topics. We have some cool guests for you tonight. We have a musical performance from Brian McDaniel. You guys are excited about that? He's going to tell us a little bit about his musical shenanigans he's got going on. We also have the Vice President of the Teachers Union, Jason Kosinksy, here in the house. Yeah. You can also see that I'm bathed in a heavenly light, so you know it's going to be a good episode. Look at that, looks good on me. I like it. I should just do the whole monologue like this. Michelle Lujan Grisham, Deb Holland, and Social Torres all won their races this week. Very exciting. After the elections were over, our head writer, Ann Gora, made a post on our Inquisition Facebook fan page saying that we should keep all sharp objects away from Jeff Apodaca. And, some people got in the comments and had problems with it. They said, hey, man, Jeff Apodaca is a great man. All right, you leave him alone. Well, let me tell you something about Jeff Apodaca. He was, as many of you know, a guest on our show. We had a great episode with Jeff. We had a lot of laughs. He was a gracious guest, and we appreciate him coming on. Don't get us wrong. But let me tell you what you didn't see on the episode. When the cameras weren't rolling, Jeff Apodaca told every single member of our studio audience, one by one, including the crew, that it was hot in here because he did have, I don't know if you noticed, a three-piece suit. And someone would be like, yeah, I heard you telling the guy right over here. And then he would go tell someone else, you know, it's hot in here, but I got this totally dope three-piece suit on. I don't know if you noticed my flag pin. It was very, hey. And also, between cuts and segments, he would lean over to me and be like, you know, I could put you into a meeting with some of my hotshot studio executive buddies, and we could really make something of this crummy TV show. He said that. It was incredible. We didn't know what to make of it. So I got on Facebook after he was on the show and I said, you know, I met Jeff Apodaca, and let me tell you the truth, he's kind of a douche schnozzle. And one of his campaign operatives must have shown him my post, because then he got on our producer, Stephanie Tejas' Facebook wall and proceeded to lay into her at 3 o'clock in the morning with wall texts. Spelling went out the window with this guy, completely unhinged, sipping a matcha with barefoot in his mansion on the Heights, I'm sure. And it was just a mess. And, you know, I just want to say to Jeff Apodaca, here's your lumps, man. Sorry, dude. Sorry you couldn't make it. A lot of other people didn't make it, though, you know? A lot of other people didn't make it in this race. Monica Youngblood lost her seat in District 68. She lost it. Remember, she was the drunk driving crazy lady who thinks that people shouldn't be allowed to make decisions with their own bodies, you know? And was it the blue wave that did it? I don't know. I think it was that taxpayers didn't feel like paying for a breathalyzer to be installed in her legislative chair. Could you imagine the speaker? Do I have votes in the nay? And she'd be like, hold on a second. Beep, nay. the race between Yvette Harrell and Social Tourist Small was tighter than a pair of mom jeans on Brian Cologne. You know, it was tighter than Jeff Apodaca's three-piece suit. Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed on the news, they showed Yvette Harrell's victory speech that she gave. She was like, I am claiming victory, and if they find any evidence to the contrary, because the liberals stole the election or something like that. It's totally crazy. Attempting to delegitimize what eventually became Sochi's big win in the South. Unprecedented. You know, it's kind of I hope Yvette Harrell didn't feel like too much of a scumbag after that. But then again, after she had Vice President Pence and Steve Bannon himself stumping for her in the South for her run, I bet her scumbaggery threshold is pretty high. Gary Johnson, Libertarian, announced that he's no longer running for public office. That's the end of his career. Thank God. Wow. Gary, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Next time you get a little stoned and you think about running for office, and you will, just, you know, grab a snack instead, you know? He likes all the triathlons and marathons and stuff. If he likes arduous exercise and involves endurance, I think that he should just do some sort of a House of Cards triathlon on Netflix and chill out, man. Chill out. But the midterms are over, and we're all happy that we can get back to being angry about Albuquerque Rapid Transit. You'll have exactly 1 day off from political headlines. What's that? Oh my! The President of the United States has fired Jeff Sessions and replaced Rod Rosenstein. All right. Well, hey, Gary. I think in Jeff Sessions, I found your running mate for 2020. Martin Heinrich did a victory speech as well. He said that now that the campaign is over, it's time to come together and all this partisan bickering should end and we should have some common sense immigration reform. And then he proceeded to call a wall on the border that exactly half of people in New Mexico think is a great idea dumb. Great, so bipartisanship lasted exactly 2.7 seconds. It's like, we're all going to come together, the Democrats and the Libertarians and the Independents and the morons, and we're all going to come together. All right, well, we got a great show for you tonight. I hope you stick around with these messages for our amazing guests. All right. Welcome back to the Mexican Inquisition. We have an amazing musical guest tonight. It's the, if I'm getting this right, the accountant from the band Still Closed from Repairs. He doesn't even play in the band at all. Put your hands together for Brian McDaniel.
Stop listening. There's no way to know where we're meant to go. Just wander so aimlessly. At least that's what they told me. To tie my hands, draw my back with their knees. At least that's what they told me. You must believe. least that's what they want from me. Exchange for a few other things I don't need. At least that's what they want from me. To be free. To be free. To be free. You must believe. Mr. Dichotomy in the third degree, unsuspected casualties. It's a noose around the throat of those who lack sensibilities. At least that's what they like to think. Our cognition's a wizard's machine. At least that's what they like to think. Set them free. Set them free. Set them free. You must believe to be free. To be free. I do believe.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. Take a seat. Take a seat. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good. How are you, Danger?
Surprised by. I thought after that performance you'd be like, pretty good, Danger.
Yeah. Well,
Doing all right.
I only sing with my sexy voice. I talk with it.
That's cool. That's cool. So, are you the singer? You're the singer of the band, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the
And the accountant.
And the accountant.
Yeah.
I was trying to wonder if I should go with the gamble or not. And be like, no, what is it like accounting for a
Well, there's
local
not a
rock
lot
band?
to. I mean, it's local music, so there's not a lot of accounting to be done. It can be done by one person.
Do you have this episode won't air until next week, but do you have any shows in the upcoming future you'd like to let people who are watching know about?
Sure. Yeah, we'll be at Scallo's on Friday, November 30th. So yeah, come out and enjoy some Italian food and listen to some music.
And some raspy, smooth music. Is it
Yeah.
smooth? Do you guys? Is that the kind of flavor of the band? Just kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
that easygoing Americana rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah. We usually put people at ease and it's relaxing.
That's real nice.
Sometimes we fall asleep.
No, I love smooth music. I love that easygoing vibe. It sounds beautiful. What was the name of the song we just heard?
That is called A Waltz in Decline.
What's it about? What are the?
So I guess it would be, I guess, a cheek and tongue criticism of what happens when you believe something too strongly. You give up something, and it's sort of interesting that is somehow considered being free. So
Yeah, absolutely. How long have you guys been playing together?
it's been going on about 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, it started as a solo project. Yeah, thank you. Kendra was there for early days. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the early
Yeah,
performances.
she's got some artwork on the guitar even.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes,
Now
yeah.
you mentioned something about how I might add to the artwork on your guitar.
Yeah, yeah. It's been like a way of documenting this journey.
Beautiful, beautiful. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
What got you into playing music? What is it that made you want to do what you do?
I mean, I played for a long time, but I never played out. And then I met an amazing woman, and she encouraged me to, share that. Yeah, hear it for amazing women. Yeah,
That'll do it.
that'll do it every time.
That'll get you going.
That'll get you going. Yeah.
Every single time. Does she come to your shows?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. All of them.
And she's all up there like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. She keeps us awake.
You got to have something with that smooth music,
That's right.
What is your favorite show you played in Albuquerque so far?
I mean, I think my favorite place to play is probably Tractor. Just because of all the support they show to the artist, not just us, but just all the creatives that
Wells
they
Park?
bring in. Yeah.
Inside or outside?
Yeah. I'm good with either. It's fun. Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Other than the show at Scalo, what else can we look forward to coming from the?
I think we're gonna try and get into the studio, hopefully in the next couple of months, and I think we're just gonna do a list of singles. I don't think we're interested in doing a whole album.
No EP, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think we're just gonna put out a bunch of singles on 45s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
'cause,
Yeah, people will do that.
Yeah, I mean, nobody buys CDs anymore, so.
No.
No.
I haven't even seen a CD.
Right?
I bought I bought a CD last time I was in California from a man on the boardwalk who was selling his rap music.
Yeah.
And I bought one,
Yeah.
and as soon as he put it in my hand, I just like I forgot how heavy they were.
Yes.
I was just like, music has
Yeah.
been so lightweight for such a long time.
That's like the beat dropping right there.
And the blah blah bleep 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 bleep. How many members in your group?
3.
You want to give any shout outs? What's going on? Are they watching this show? They're not watching, are they?
They're not, yeah. I mean, they were supposed to be here, but they're just not that supportive.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I totally feel I've played music with a couple of groups sometimes, and it's
Yeah.
hard to get people to show up.
Yeah.
In this town, it's hard for people to get anything out of people.
You're
so-
lucky if you get the band to show.
Yeah, and so you got it together for 3 years now, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And are you involved in any other musical projects?
Not at the moment.
Because everyone in a band these days has like a rap career on the side. You're not rapping?
Well, I thought about it, but no, I haven't.
You've thought about it.
I thought about it, but I don't think I know how to rap. I think maybe I would just.
I don't think anybody knows how to rap.
That's probably true.
Not really.
That's
Would you like to try a little bit of rap before we take a commercial
I
break?
mean, yeah. No, probably not.
What if I dropped a beat and you dropped one bar? One bar.
One bar.
Just one bar.
What is a bar? Is that four?
I don't know.
4
That's
measures?
a rap thing, right?
That's a yeah.
You rap bars? Don't you you rap bars?
Yeah.
All right,
If you're behind bars.
I'm gonna lay a real slow beat so you can think about it. You talk about your experience in this show, and it's gonna be a killer rap. Are you guys ready? Is our studio audience ready for some rap music? This is either gonna be the best thing that ever happened to the show or the worst. All right, here we go.
All I can picture is Forrest Gump and the scene with the swing.
Rap about that.
I'm not doing it. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
You're gonna be like fried shrimp, boiled shrimp, deep fried shrimp.
That's right. I like it. It's good.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show once again,
thank you.
and I hope you'll stick around for our next guest. We got the vice president of the Teachers Union on,
Yeah.
Jason Kosinksy. He's gonna
Awesome.
come in the show and talk a little about his, what I'm assuming is some sort of mafioso. I watch too much television. All right, well, stick around after these messages. We'll be right back with Jason Kosinksy. Thanks a lot, man. All right, welcome back to the Mexican Inquisition. I'm very pleased to introduce our special guest. He's the vice president of the Teachers Union here in New Mexico. It's Jason Kosinksy. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. So how are you feeling tonight? Did our production staff treat you with therapeutic courtesy or whatever?
They treated me like the absolute professionals they are.
Hey, yeah, one time for our studio production crew. Let's put it together. We have a great group of people here working at U Public Studios, and they slave away for pennies on the dollar. So let's get to our interview here because I'm excited to talk to you about it. Now, the Teachers Union. What is your role exactly in the Teachers Union, and what does it do for teachers
So my exact role in the teachers union is I am vice president for middle schools. We actually have a group of vice presidents who all have different portfolios. So I represent the middle school educators, and they get to elect me every 2 years to speak on their behalf when it comes to dealing with APS.
How many other VPs are there?
Let's see, we have high school, middle school, elementary school, executive, and membership and involvement. I'm just trying to go around the table. There's an awful lot of us. We have a very big union.
Do you have like any like sick rivalries with the other VPs? Where you're like, I'm more VP than you'll ever be.
Well, they might, but no, we actually get along really well. We're like really good friends.
Oh, that's great. But you still have campaigns where you're elected, and other people, do they challenge you? Is that how it works?
Yes, actually, I have been challenged both times I've run for election.
Wow. By like quality individuals? Like, was it like a difficult race, or was it like, come on, guys, it's Jason? It's like the Gary Johnson signs. You know Jason Kosinksy.
Well, I have to say, I did win, obviously, and I won, pretty well. I do appreciate that we do have people running for these offices, because it means it's a desirable position, and it means that people do take it seriously and want to have someone who's a quality person running for it.
Yeah.
After all, it's an election, it's not a coronation. And I appreciate that my two opponents, I thank them for running, and I continue to do so. And I do have to run again this coming April. So if anybody wants to run against me, they are welcome to do so, and I will thank them again. If they defeat me, I will be very sad, but I will still thank them.
But you'll still be homies. It's not like that.
We will still be homies because we are still
It's not
teachers,
like Jeff
middle
Apodaca
school
situation
teachers.
where you're all
I will never Jeff
mad about
Apodaca
it.
on my
You're not
fellow
going to go all Jeffy. It's very commendable. So mentioning elections, how do you feel after the election results have come out?
I cried on Tuesday night. It was one of the happiest days of my week.
He scared me for a second. He's like, I cried. He's like, because Yvette Harrell is a great woman.
I've met Michelle Lujan Grisham many times. I am beyond proud that she is our next governor.
So now that we have such a teacher-friendly administration, does this change your strategy with the union at all? Did you have multiple drafts? Like, this is what we do in event red, like what does this mean for the union?
We have always had multiple strategies. We work with legislators. We've obviously worked with the governor when we don't have a governor who refuses to work with us. We also have to work with Albuquerque Public Schools. We have to work with the community. We actually have to work with our local businesses and parents.
Is that what happened with the Martinez administration? Did they refuse to work with you?
The Martinez administration always had a closed door policy. The fourth floor was never open for anybody to come visit, including us.
It wasn't just because teachers are yucky and unions are worse.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I've always wondered, her disdain for teachers was such that I thought maybe she just got hit too many times by her teachers in middle school, because back then it was legal.
They could do that back then, back in Texas where she's from. Speaking of Susanna, if Susanna Martinez and Hannah Skandera were standing or if they were right here and here, what would you say to them?
I would say, oh, is there a photo opportunity that I'm missing out on? True story.
They'd be like, come take a picture, Jason. You're like, I'll hold the camera. Because I'm in the union, I'm a team player. So as you may already know, our producer, Stephanie Tejas, is having a Susanna Martinez go away party.
Oh, I want to go.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to go.
I wanted to throw one myself, but I'll go to as many as there are.
We can merge parties.
I think we should have multiple parties.
Yeah.
I think it should be a month-long celebration the whole month of December.
Deeper meaning in what you just said. Yes, we should have multiple parties. Could you imagine?
Yes, multiple parties.
So I don't have a lot of experience with unions. I flirted briefly with joining IATSE, the local 480 Film Workers Union. But, I watch a lot of movies and television. Do you guys all sit around smoking cigars and whacking people, or what happens in a union?
What happens in a union is simply planning on two different fronts. How do we serve our members? Because our members are, they join us because they have an employer and they want to be able to work with their employer in a fair and proper relationship. We also have to work with the fact that our job has been politicized. It's been politicized since Ronald Reagan, that teachers are the bad guys and we have to somehow fix the teachers. And instead of saying, hey, maybe the teachers are the people who are trained to actually do this job, maybe we should talk to them first. So we have to, when we sit around in our gigantic table and have those discussions, we spend hours strategizing on many fronts on how we are going to advance our profession, protect the education of our children, plan for our future. Because education is the future of New Mexico.
That's true. I feel like all of our problems can be solved with proper education for everybody, starting from the youngest age. You mentioned sitting around a giant table with these other VPs, and is it bigger than my table?
It is significantly larger than your table.
But what if like you look down really close at it and the table looks bigger than it is?
Well, if I get really close down, it's still a much larger table. There's about 17 people sitting around that table on a, about once a month doing these plans.
Oh, wow.
And that's just the leadership of our union, of course. Below that, there's an echelon of leaders we call our federation representatives. We call them Fed Reps for short. Those are the leaders at each and every school site, 140 different schools. We have a representative at each school that helps to recruit for the union, helps to pass along the union message, helps to get us the feedback we need from our members so that we're serving them the way they'd like to be served.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is like right to work in a safe and fair environment. It's like you just go that bit much further, and I think we owe you a lot for helping shape policy and defending the rights of teachers. We had Billy Hilayan on the show.
She's a good friend of mine. She's an awesome woman. And she's the only person who I was very sad to see as a teacher did not win her election.
Yeah, very sad. We all had the highest hopes for her. Were there any of the local results other than the obvious big whompers that everybody's sitting at home crying about that you'd like to shout out to? Like who else won a seat or a position that deserved it?
My favorite person who's brand new to this, a fellow teacher, fellow Fed Rep, fellow educator, Natalie Figueroa is going to be amazing in the legislature.
Natalie Figueroa?
Natalie Figueroa ran for District 30. It was her second try. She ran before, lost by just a few inches. This time, complete landslide. It was wonderful to see.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. And she's got the coolest name I've ever heard. And my name is Danger. So, but I want to thank you one more time for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe one more time for Jason Kosinksy. And amazing musical performance from Brian McDaniel. Everybody, one more time. Brian, do you have any positive stories about teachers that you'd like to share before we go tonight?
Oh, no. I was not a favorite of the teachers growing up.
None!
No.
I have to say, most of my favorite students, when I've run into them as adults, they say exactly that to me.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the kids who challenge me rather than the kids who sit there and just take notes.
Well, my mom tells a story that her first teacher conference she went to, the teacher said I was the worst student she'd ever had. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, you've come so far because you're one of the best guests that we've ever had. Brian, I just want to say that right now. Get that out of the way. I'll tell you, my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Stark, she is since deceased. She had a huge impact on my life. I remember she was tangling with this room of abominable children, Kool-Aid all over their faces, just horrible. And she had the time to sit down with me during class and teach me how to write my name in cursive. And now my handwriting is fabulous. And I just want to thank Mrs. Stark for that. And I want to thank you for what you do. And
thank you.
One more time for these guys from our studio audience. This has been, of course, the New Mexican Inquisition. This is an amazing television program you can find also on Facebook and YouTube. Check us out at www.nminq.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that boring stuff. It's just a waste of your life, really. Go outside and play. You already voted. You deserve it. Go play. Check us out next week. I've been Danger K. Rose. Thank you.